Most people believe that growth means addition. More goals, more habits, more effort, more hustle. But the truth, as Shi Heng Yi teaches, is the opposite. True improvement often begins not with adding, but with removing. You don't evolve by stacking layers of noise on your mind. You evolve by peeling them off one by one until you find the essence of who you truly are. In a world obsessed with accumulation, of likes, approval, possessions, and opinions, the most courageous act is subtraction. Because what you remove shapes you far more than what you add. The clutter you carry silently, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, drains your focus, weakens your presence, and clouds your perception. And if you don't consciously remove it, it becomes your identity. So today, let's talk about the 9 things you must quietly eliminate from your life before it's too late, and how doing so will return peace, strength, and clarity to your path. The first thing to remove is the need to be understood. This need is one of the most powerful traps of the human mind. We spend our days trying to make others see us, hear us, and agree with us. But as long as your peace depends on another's perception, you will always be at their mercy. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your journey. The greatest teachers, monks, and warriors understood that being misunderstood is a sign of spiritual maturity. Once you release the need to explain who you are, you stop negotiating your worth in the marketplace of opinions. You begin to walk with quiet confidence. You stop arguing, stop convincing, and start living. Remember this: not everyone will understand your silence, your discipline, or your detachment. And that's okay. The mountain doesn't explain itself to the valley. The second thing to remove is guilt for outgrowing people. Many fear the loneliness that comes with growth, but it's not loneliness. It's alignment. You are not meant to stay small to fit someone else's comfort zone. When people tell you you've changed, it's often because they remain the same. They still see you as who you were, not who you are becoming. In psychology, it's called identity dissonance, the clash between your evolution and their memory of you. Don't apologize for evolving. Every plant that grows must break its pot. Outgrowing people doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you love yourself enough to keep growing. Shi Heng Yi once said, "The path to mastery requires walking alone, not because others abandoned you, but because you've stepped into a higher level of awareness they haven't yet reached." Third, remove the habit of explaining yourself. Every time you over-explain, you surrender your energy. You leak emotional power trying to justify your boundaries, your dreams, or your silence. Let people misunderstand you. Let them wonder. Your life is not a courtroom, and you are not on trial. The more you explain, the less mysterious you become. People respect what they can't easily categorize. Say less. Move with calm authority. When your actions are aligned, your energy speaks louder than your words ever could. Remember, silence confuses those who rely on manipulation. It protects your peace. Fourth, eliminate uncontrolled digital input. Every scroll, every notification, every clip steals a fragment of your attention. Your brain was never designed for infinite stimulation. Each flick of your thumb trains your mind for distraction, not focus. You become addicted not to information, but to interruption. Slowly, life itself begins to feel dull, and you crave more chaos just to feel alive. The solution isn't to escape technology, but to master it. Unfollow quietly. Mute distractions silently. Detox your mind from the noise without announcing it to the world. Protect your attention like sacred energy, because it is. When you learn to sit in stillness without needing stimulation, you reclaim power over the modern world. Your focus is your freedom. The fifth thing to remove is empty conversation. The world is full of people who talk, but few who listen. Most speak to respond, not to understand. This is what psychologists call conversational narcissism, the habit of turning every dialogue into a mirror. You can feel it when it happens. Your soul leaves the conversation emptier than before. Stop investing your presence where it isn't honored. Stop wasting your breath on those who only hear themselves. Learn to love silence more than shallow words. When you remove meaningless talk, you start to hear something profound, your own intuition. Deep conversations are rare because deep souls are rare. Protect your energy by speaking only when it adds value. Sixth, remove the fear of being boring. This fear roots from impression management, the need to constantly adjust yourself so others will like you. But when you stop performing and start existing as you are, something magical happens. You become authentic. And authenticity, paradoxically, is magnetic. You don't attract people by being interesting. You attract them by being real. You are not here to entertain the world. You are here to evolve through truth. Let your stillness be your statement. The ones who are meant for you will recognize your peace as strength. Stop chasing approval. The more you rest in your natural rhythm, the more powerful your aura becomes. Seventh, remove the obsession with closure. We've been conditioned to believe we need answers to move on. But closure is an illusion, a story we tell ourselves to soothe discomfort. Some people will leave without explanation, some wounds will never make sense, and some chapters will end without a final sentence. The truth is, you don't need closure to heal. You need acceptance. You need to make peace with the unanswered why. Because closure comes not from them, but from you deciding that peace is more important than an explanation. When you stop needing closure, you gain mastery over your emotions. You realize that sometimes silence is the answer, and walking away is the closure. Eighth, remove self-criticism disguised as motivation. You cannot hate yourself into growth. You cannot shame yourself into excellence. The words you whisper to yourself shape your entire life. Neuroscience shows that self-criticism floods the brain with cortisol, the stress hormone, blocking creativity and learning. But when you speak kindly to yourself, your brain opens up. Replace "I'm not enough" with "I'm learning." Replace "I failed" with "I discovered a better way." That small shift rewires your subconscious, transforming your inner dialogue from punishment to progress. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches that discipline without compassion is self-destruction in disguise. You must guide yourself like a student, not a soldier. Encourage, don't condemn. And ninth, remove the urge to prove your worth. This one runs deep because it starts in childhood. Many of us were rewarded for performance, not presence. We were loved for what we did, not for who we were. So as adults, we chase achievements to feel valid. But real peace begins when you stop performing for approval and start existing in acceptance. You don't have to earn the right to rest. You don't need validation to breathe. You are enough because you exist, not because you achieve. True strength is silent. It doesn't need applause to be real. When you stop trying to prove yourself, you finally meet yourself. As you begin removing these 9 things, something profound will happen. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. The mind is addicted to the familiar, even when the familiar causes pain. You'll feel lost for a while, as if your identity is dissolving. But what's really dissolving is the illusion, the noise, the false self you built to survive. Give it time. Slowly, clarity returns. You begin noticing things again, the sound of your breath, the stillness in silence, the simplicity of existence. Your mind feels lighter, your heart steadier, your days quieter. The chaos you once called life now feels unnecessary. And in that stillness, you rediscover what it means to be human. When your brain stops chasing chaos, it begins rewarding peace. You realize that most of your suffering came not from the world, but from your attachment to it. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop fighting reality and begin flowing with it. This is what true growth feels like: subtle, silent, and steady. You no longer need to prove, please, or pretend. You simply are. The noise fades, and what remains is presence. That's when life starts to feel like meditation, not competition. You operate from calm power, not chaotic pressure. Shi Heng Yi often says, when you remove the unnecessary, the essential appears. That is the essence of this message. You don't need to add more to your life. You need to let go of what doesn't serve your peace. Remove the noise. Remove the validation. Remove the endless explanations. And what will remain is clarity, simplicity, and strength. You will realize that your greatest power was never in what you accumulated, but in what you had the courage to release. So, take a deep breath and look around your life right now. What are you holding on to that drains your peace? Who are you explaining yourself to that doesn't deserve access to your energy? What habits are you feeding that are starving your focus? Start small. Subtract one thing at a time. You don't have to announce your transformation. True growth happens in silence. Quietly unfollow, quietly detach, quietly evolve. Let your results make the noise. And as you walk this path, remember, transformation is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. Every time you let go, you come closer to your essence. That is the path of mastery. That is the journey of peace. So if this message speaks to your soul, take it as a sign. It's time to simplify. It's time to remove what no longer belongs. And if you found value in this, make sure to subscribe to Daily Path to Strength, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Because together, we're not chasing perfection, we're returning to balance. Let go, breathe deeply, and walk your path with strength, silence, and serenity.